Sooners of Oklahoma at 12-0 and still looking for respect nationwide.
What is going on, Sooner Nation? Thank you all for tuning into another special edition episode of the Barry and Mac Show. As always, myself, Barry, personal trainer, sports forms coach out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. And alongside me, former Sooner wide receiver, 2000 national champ, Mr. Damian Mackey. How are we doing today, D Mac?
Doing well, B. Can you hear me? You guys hear me okay?
I can, loud and clear, man.
Good stuff, man. You got that film up, man. That's a bad dream right there. You know
Yeah.
what though? Doing well. New week. We got a game in a couple of days. Kids got to get up for. OU Texas is one we're gonna have to. It's gonna sting for a while. They're gonna have the bragging rights, but man, the season's not over. You got a 4-2 team. Supposedly we're healthy up front, so we'll see if our offensive line can be something we can lean on. A lot of questions about quarterback, right? So let's see what direction BV goes with that. But man, watching this film, right, guys, Barry and I are gonna go into some things structurally within the offense and defense that we think that you like a fifth grade level could see, understand, and fix, and some things that I know that are fixable. So excited to do this film study with you guys. Appreciate you for jumping on. By the way, it's free. It's free. All right, guys. So it's free live. I'll let Barry go into me, guys. The whole whatever. But I know it's kind of awkward, right? Super weird. But guys,
That's weird.
hopefully we
It's
give you
all
some
good.
value, show you guys some X's and O's and some pre-snap strategy stuff, some technical, really just doing your assignment football. That if we do those things, clean those things up, this team can improve. So let's get to it.
Absolutely. And as DMAC was saying, we're going to make the live version on the film study free. If you do want the full thing or to go back and rewatch it, it is available over on the members channel, only $2.99 a month. And make sure while you're at it, if you want all OU team recruiting news, just interaction with an awesome message board, myself and Damian are posting on OUinsider.com. Go over to OUinsider.com, get yourself a membership. DMAC, we're going to start with this play that might give some OU fans some nightmares. This is one that was, still early on in the game. Score 0-0. It feels like OU started this game with the right energy. You get the interception by Billy, and it feels like maybe the tide is changing for the season. But then there was just mistake after mistake. And we talked about it in our post-game show. Once that fumble occurred in the end zone, it just sucked the life right out of the stadium. But some of it started here. And we're going to go over this play. On this one, this is where Hawkins ends up sacked on the play. So I'm going to run it through just real quick for the fans and then allow you to talk pre-snap what's going on. And we'll discuss any of the details within the players and protection and coverage and whatnot. But we'll just let it run through real quick.
And make the throw.
Hawkins under immediate pressure, and he'll be sacked.
And Hawkins is sacked. So I'm going to go back to pre-snap DMAC. And man, just tell us and the fans who are on here what we're seeing pre-snap on this, and what is Michael and the offensive line seeing.
Okay, pause right there. Yeah, don't go any further because right here is about as close as you can get without them missing the key pre-snap signal. So first things first, guys, we're in 11 personnel, or excuse me, we are not in 11 personnel. We've got two back. It looks like that's a tight end. So it looks like we're in 21, but I think that's Roberts in the slot. When you look at this immediately, right? If the offensive line is calling the box, they might call that a 42. Or if that backer, which there's a term we use called an overhang, and that's a backer that's splitting the difference between the box and far enough out to get into the pass play, right? So that guy might be called an overhang, and the center is going to make a decision based upon how comfortable he feels about that backer on where the line is going to throw protection to, and then man block on the backside, right? So they're going to overload the side or just play head up, either way. But there's something that's already started to happen, and guys, this is the quarterback's responsibility. So the quarterback's job every play is to look up and identify how many safeties are deep. Is there one high? Is there two high? Maybe there are none high, right? So zero safeties means you've got to get the ball out because they strategically could have more rushers than blockers, right? They could bring 7 or 8 and you may not have enough time. One safety high says, okay, I could potentially be in 1 or 3, which is essentially a matchup zone or true man. Two safety high generally says, okay, I am in some type of quarters coverage or deep halves coverage. All right. And so pre-snap, the quarterback can see that. But on this particular play, we've already kind of given it away. If you look, it looks like, oh, they're in one high, but that safety's on a hash. Right. And yes, he's to the field, but where's the other safety? The other safety is already sneaking up. In fact, right now he's a yard in front of the referee. In fact, he's the safety that's going to blitz us. So let's talk about why that's strategic and how it's important. You guys can also see in this play, our running back is also already in motion, right? So it looks like a blurb behind Hawkins, but really that is, and I think it's Sawchuk or Barnes, one of the two, they are crossing the formation. Ladies and gentlemen, the offensive line have already set their protection, which means the offensive line has not identified the safety as a potential threat. Does that make sense? So, number one, that's a great scheme by their defense. If you go back and watch the play live, that safety starts moving when our running back starts moving because that means all of our offensive linemen are already set on who they are supposed to block. The other thing that comes to mind, hold on, real quick, B. The other thing that comes to mind is our additional running back is on the wrong side to help our quarterback. That's not like a coaching issue. That's not a coaching issue. That's like, oh, Seth messed up or somebody, right? We already were in the play we were in. That's good prep by them, right? I don't know if they queued that play up perfectly, but man, it's set up perfectly because we don't have protection on this guy. And we've already got our running back in motion, which gives him the cue to start sneaking to the line of scrimmage. And then, of course, so you ask yourself, well, whose responsibility is that, guys? In that particular situation, that responsibility is the quarterback. At that point, the quarterback needs to see that that guy is coming up. There's nobody else. The receivers can't move. The offensive linemen are in protection. Even if the running back that is staying in to block sees it, he's got to get across the quarterback to help the quarterback, which is going to be very difficult to do because, as you can see, the safety is going to be at the line of scrimmage, like essentially an edge defender. And it just puts us in a very dangerous situation. So when you look at this, just the play that we have run, we're screwed. But what I obviously you guys see the sack happens. What I want to also show you guys is like, well, Mackie, I got you. That makes sense. What are some things we can do to fix this? And what I want to offer you guys is a very simple scheme that I know Seth knows that this picture, the safety blitz muddies it a little bit, but I just want you guys to see some simple things we can do that can create easy throws for our quarterback when you see teams run a defensive front such as this. You can let it run through one more time so people can see that the safety starts at about 8 yards. And then when we go in motion, he goes in motion and he there it is, right? That's good football.
Make the throw.
That's good football. And go ahead and pause it. We've got a rookie quarterback. You don't make excuses for that. When people ask who messed that up, is that an offensive coordinator thing? Is that they dialed up a good blitz at a good time? You look at down and distance at 2nd and 10. There's a high likelihood we're probably going to be passing the ball, right? So, right, they're saying, hey, how do we create pressure? And here's what I like that Texas did that I don't think we do enough. They blitzed our quarterback's throwing shoulder. I like that because that makes him either step up into the pocket or it deters him from leaking to his throwing side, right? If you have that safety blitzing, that safety is taught to stay outside in. By the way, Barry, that's another example. That's maybe one other example when a safety is outside.
That's funny.
If you know, you know. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, in this particular situation, he's the forced defender, right? He's now turned from a high safety to a forced defender. So in this scenario, the only thing he can't let Hawkins do is get outside of him. If Hawkins steps up, it's a win. If obviously he gets the sack, it's a win. And then if he forces Hawkins to run to his left side, you'll see there's a flat defender that can force and essentially be like a semi-spy and make him have to do something on a side where he's not comfortable throwing the football. Good play by them. Play it one more time, then take it right back to the beginning so I can show them an easy play we can do.
Under immediate pressure, and he'll be sacked. Oh.
All right, so there it is. Play sucks, right? If you play football, you gotta back up a little more, brother. I want to go. We can stay there. Back up a little more.
Right there.
Like right at the beginning of the play.
Yeah.
Oklahoma get the running game
right
that'd be a huge bonus.
All right, that's cool. So listen, guys. If you have heard me saying anything, I'm like, guys, there are plays for the taking that we have learned how to run since the Leach days. And when you look at this defense, let's assume that safety is a high safety. Or how about this? Let's assume that safety's blitzing, but we're in true two-back, right? So we can actually run the play that I'm going to tell us to run, which is a high school level play, which high school stole it from Mike Leach 25 years ago, and Texas is giving it to us pre-snap. They're giving it to us pre-snap. All right. So if we stay in this personnel, the defense has to treat this as two-back. This is why that second or that third linebacker is a true overhang. If Roberts is a receiver, that linebacker is probably out, and there's probably a nickel type defender in. If that makes sense, right? So like on our defense, it's Dobie or Sammy O. Because our personnel is two backs, one tight end, they stay in a true three-backer defense. But needless to say, let's keep the tight end in. I like that. I like them having a backer for our tight end. Okay. So a play we used to run, there's two plays that we could run right now, where really there's like four. But I'm going to show you guys a play where you just queue up the corner. And the beautiful thing about it, let's just say our running back's not going in motion. Now, I wish I had a marker so that I could draw, man. This brings back memories. But
Yeah, we're going to put that together here very soon. I got some ideas.
So let's say we stay in two-back. So I want to tell you guys why that's the case, right? So if we stay in two-back, what happens is our protection is set up that if they bring a forced defender, we have a back to block the edge. Hopefully that makes sense to everybody, right? We're putting the back in motion, but what I'm trying to do is offer solutions on very simple things we can do. So even if they do bring that safety, if we don't put our back in motion, we keep our back on either side of the quarterback. The backs are essentially satelliting inside out. Their eyes are up. They can see the blitz. He can pick up the safety. Happens every Saturday and Sunday. You guys see it happen all the time. But I want to stay on the field side of the formation. All right. We talk about triangle concepts. Okay. So there's a term we use for running backs, and it's called satellite. You can call it radio or satellite, whichever you want. And essentially says this: if you see pressure, it's your job to pick it up. So therefore, whichever running back went in motion, I think it was Sawchuk sees pressure. He's got to stay in and block. All right. If you don't see pressure, you're in the route. Hopefully that makes sense to everybody, right? Super simple to see. Okay. Here's the concept that we ran all day, twice on Sunday out of a million formations. All right. We're going to show two variations of it. It's a triangle concept. Pre-snap, the quarterback is simply watching who is my flat defender. So pre-snap, it could be two people. It can be that corner who's cockeyed at about 7. You guys see it. We can see his number. I think he's number 7. Or it could be that linebacker. That linebacker could be showing in the box, and at the snap of the ball, he's got to haul ass to the flats, right? So one of them is a flat defender. In my opinion, this looks like cover 3, or if the safety would have bailed out, it could have been cover 4. But I think we're 1 or 3. I think this is 1 or 3, and they're trying to get the safety, and obviously we see how they get that cooking. But here's the concepts we run. The play side running back. So we're going to call play side to the field. All right. We're running our play to the field. So the backside running back is the one that should be picking up the blitzer. All he's doing is at the snap of the ball, hauling ass as wide as he can. He's running to, I guess, Texas sideline. Are we up top? Is our sideline up top?
I think that's our guy. OU sideline up top. Or no, okay. Is that the bottom? OU sideline at the bottom.
Okay. So at the snap of the ball, our running back is simply running eyes up. So if the ball's coming, he's prepared to catch it. He's stretching the defense horizontally. All right. That's going to force the flat defender to identify now. Okay. This is one variation of it. It's just called a triangle concept. Very easy. All right. So when he hauls ass, either that backer has to haul ass and chase him because he can't get out leveraged, or that corner has to step up because we don't want to give that route away for free, especially if we've got a receiver that looks like it could be a lead blocker, right? That receiver could be a lead blocker, could be a running back screen, and boom, we run that play, right? So that force defender, flat force defender, whatever you want to call them, they've got to come up. All right, that tight end's job is to run about an 8 to 12 yard corner out. But there's something very important he needs to do. He needs to run directly at where the outside shoulders of that linebackers are going to be. So if you guys look at this at before the ball is snapped, that backer or overhang is inside our tight end. Does that make sense to everybody? All he has to do is pick the angle where when he runs his route, he's running through the outside shoulder of that backer. And what he wants to do is force that backer to go underneath him. Because if the backer's the flat defender, we've got him out leveraged, easy throw to the running back. But the quarterback's not reading that. That's not the quarterback's read. That's just the tight end's responsibility. The quarterback is simply reading the corner. That's all he has to do. He catches the ball, read the corner. If the corner sinks, the corner identifies, I've got to protect the deep third or right, or my man. The quarterback doesn't have to know that the tight end's job is to hit the backer. He knows the corner's not the flat defender. Our running back who is in motion is going to have an angle versus their flat defender, which is that backer. Throw the running back right now. Throw the running back right now. If that corner squats because he's the flat defender, the tight end is running at that outside shoulder of the overhang backer. All the receivers doing, the outside receiver is running a 5-yard slant. And his job is to get big in the window where they're not. It's called a junk route. All right. So the tight end is running a deep corner out. That's one point of the triangle. The running back is running the straight arrow. We call it an arrow route. You guys see that? So they're going to be easy eyes. You watch the flat route plus the corner route. My eyes just look at the flat, and then you just look a little deeper. You can see the corner. The receiver is coming in and making the third point of the triangle. Does that make sense, guys? So the flat route. Oh, I'm trying to get my hands. The flat route and the corner route are going to end in the same location. The slant is going to be the point of the triangle. It's called a triangle read. All you have to do is read the cornerback. Guys, we ran it 20 times a game for 2 years. Me and Seth in the huddle. 8, 618. 617, 619. They're all triangle concepts. They're all quick game. That means pre-snap, you know who your read is, and you just throw where he doesn't go. You look at the corner. The corner stays high. All right. The corner backs up. You throw the flat. The corner plays hard. You throw the slant. Let's say the backer muddies the play. Well, then if the corner stays hard, you've got a corner over the top of him, and you've got a big you got a big tight end running away. So just throw a lead ball behind that corner, and So the read is very simple. Corner sits. Okay, I don't have the flat. I'm throwing the slant. Corner sits, backer holds. I'm waiting for my tight end to run away from him towards the sideline. I've got the whole field to throw the ball. Guys, it's a 1 second read. It's a 2 second throw. We've got a running back backside to take that safety. Even if that safety comes, we've got a running back there. He's going to radio or satellite it. Guys, we can run that play from 4 or 5 different formations with 3 or 4 different personnel plays. The line doesn't have to hold for a long period of time, and it gets the offense rhythm. The quarterback reads one man. All right. So I watch this. I'll show you another variation. You want to see an even easier variation? Same exact concept, right? The only thing we do is we switch roles. So the tight end who's in the slot, he's running a 5-yard stop. He's running a 5-yard stop. The running back is running the exact same route. The receiver is running a go route. His job is to get that cornerback to turn and run. The tight end's job is to run that 5-yard stop and put that linebacker in compromise.
Same thing. It's the same concept.
Linebacker has to either hold the tight end. If the linebacker is the flat defender and hauls ass to the flat, the quarterback's just going to throw the 5-yard hitch to the tight end right now. It's a short throw. It's an easy throw. It's a quick throw. That backer either has to hold. If the backer holds, you very simply throw the running back in the flat, because if the receiver is running a go route, that corner is now in conflict. The corner's like, shit, they've got a flat defender coming, and the tight end's hugged up, the backer's hugged up. He has to either stop and get the flat, or he can't do that. He has to take the go route. he's going to get cussed out on the sideline if he doesn't cover the go route, right? So the corner stays with the go route. The tight end simply runs a 5-yard stop. The running back's out leveraging everybody else, or it's him in the safety. Very simple reads, guys. These are pre-snap. Like right now, I know if I'm the quarterback, I can run either one of those plays, and I'm gonna have a very quick decision to an open receiver right now. This is stuff we've run for 20 years. Link still runs it. I don't know if Tech runs it anymore, but like you see those principles now. These are easy routes that Hawkins can take advantage of. By the way, varsity programs all over America run this stuff. Very
Yeah.
simple stuff.
Yeah, this is stuff that Jackson ran in where he went to high school, and I'm sure the Hawkins ran some semblance of it. Their offense was a little different in the place he finally transferred to, but these aren't throws. You're not asking him to make just these deep, intermediate NFL level throws. These are relatively easy throws, and relative, from what you're saying, relatively easy reads.
Yep.
Why do you think? And then we'll move on to the next play. I know we're kind of pressed on time a little bit today. Why do you think the easy read or the easy way to go about attacking this is not the route that they're taking?
I don't think this is the foundation of the offensive scheme that they want to run, which it looked to me like they still have bones of Levy stuff, even though they didn't run a lot of midline inside zone. Um,
Mm,
but like our offense was built around the principle of triangle reads, quick game, and then progression reads, drop back or boot, right? And don't even get me started because people don't recognize a lot, but we ran a lot of boot. We used to call it naked. We used to call it Playboy and Penthouse. People don't even know what Playboy and Penthouse is anymore.
oh my gosh. Oh my
we'd line
gosh.
we'd line up and you heard hype go Playboy, Playboy, or Penthouse, Penthouse because it meant naked. Right? We knew that code meant
Mm,
naked bootleg, right? So we're gonna run a bootleg and we all knew our responsibility. He called one play or he said one word and everybody knew. We knew what we were supposed to do. But I just don't think that the quick game principles that are a part of the run and shoot or whatever you want to call Leach's variation of the air raid are what we run as of now. And unfortunately, I think that would be an offense. I mean, here's the deal, guys. High school programs run that stuff because high school caliber players can do it on the fly. You know what I mean? So it's not
yeah.
something that's going to be very difficult for our guys to put together if they needed to.
Well, I feel like there was a reason why Stoops biased himself to the air raid. It was the air raid with a strong ground attack was how Stoops felt was the best practice for attacking the defense in a Stoops led program. We're going to go to the defensive side of the ball, guys. We got a goal line play here. And I wanted to cue this up because Damian brought this up, I believe, to me during the game, maybe after. This is the throwback by Texas, where they've overloaded the one side of the formation. It's going to be a throwback to the tight end, and Jaden Jackson, I'll let it run through, ends up being kind of the lone guy who reads at the very least gets there quickly enough to have a chance to make the tackle. But I just wanted to play it through, DMAC, because it also felt like not so much a turning point in the game, but one where it felt like Texas was out coaching Oklahoma. Like they were a step ahead in terms of what they wanted to do offensively versus how Oklahoma wanted to attack them from the defensive side of the ball. I'll let it run through.
6. First down at the 1-yard line. Ewers on the move, throws it back. Helm's got it. And Gunnar Helm dives to the end.
And just want to get your thoughts, DMAC, on this play. We'll stop at pre-snap right here.
Yeah, so let's just cue this thing up, guys. First things first, you look at the formation. They've got the tight end on the left-hand side. You got trips away. You got the running back away, right? It looks like it could be screen, whatever. But what's really interesting about this, and I think this is what really makes this read easy for Ewers, is you see our defense and how we are lined up. We've got three DBs to their 3 receivers. Ewers is assuming this is man coverage. So let's assume it's man. You look at Stutz. He's even with the running back in the backfield, looking at him eye to eye. That tells me man. our corners or our DBs are cockeyed. That tells me man. That tells me the outside, excuse me, really, it's the two inside DBs are saying, hey, if they cross in any way, we're going to pass. Right, we're going to banjo. There's a term they use called banjo. We're going to pass one. It's a matchup, right? If they all run slants, I've got number 3, you got number 2, right? You take number 1. But if they cross in any way, I'm going to let them cross, and then we're going to pick up after the cross. So if that's the case, then what does that mean backside? That means there is a man for that tight end. Is that Samuel? Who's that with the closest to us? Is that Kip? All the way closer. Yeah, the overhang. Who's that? Who's that?
Oh, that's Woody.
No way. It better
Damian
not be.
6.
It better
First down
not
at the
be.
1-yard line.
That's
Ewers in the move, throws it back. Helms got it.
Okay. That makes it.
That is
all right. So
absolutely
go back pre-snap.
Woody.
Yeah.
Go back pre-snap.
6.
Okay. So there's 2 things to consider, right? There's 2 things. Number 1, I think Kip is the middle backer on this play. So if Stutz has man versus the running back, then you guys saw it play out already. I thought that was a backer. I thought it was Sammy. I wish it was Sammy. But that means Woody, who's playing safety.
Sammy's actually up here, who is just inside this guy right there.
It makes sense because Woody was playing a ton of safety, right? So the safety's manned up on the tight end, which is a mismatch. But the other individual is Kip. Kip's man is the quarterback. All right, that's Kip's man. And so you're watching this again. Texas dialed up a fairly good play, right? The other guy is the safety, which is I think that on the 1-yard line, his feet are on the yellow strip. That looks like that could be Bill. That's Peyton Bowen. Okay, so we've got 4v3 up top, and then we've got 2v2 on the bottom. Yep. If you guys watch, their tackle does a whirly bird to get the angle on Woody and kicks him out. But guys, nobody sees that this is going to be. By the way, they ran this play on us last year, the exact play, or I don't know if the exact formation, but they rolled one way and they simply ran a leak to the backside, and it's just totally. But what you notice is you need to have a high football IQ for these plays, right? Like these are plays where when the ball is hiked, you can't just say, I'm running 1,000,000 miles per hour and whatever I run into, I get. You have to have some savvy to you. And it's interesting because you guys know what I'm about to say, but Jaden Jackson reads it. As soon as they started running the play, I'm like, tight ends backside, they're running tight end backside. And I knew that because they ran it last year. A very similar play structure. Kip, the quarterback's not a threat, and he's not going to outrun 5 guys that are on the top side of the formation, plus a forced defender. We've got a forced defender if they're going to try to run some type of like spread out or whatever, right? And then, of course, Woody, right? Woody is staying back, but now that I think about it, it is a better matchup for them. He's a small versus a big, and if you watch, their tackle is going to whirly bird and kick his ass out. Like he's going to put him in a compromising situation, but Woody's got to pull the trigger. You can't, if you sit there, you're done. You've got to pull the trigger and you've got to move fast in space and get by him. But you hope Kip is a guy who recognizes this. You've got 4v3 up top. You hope the safety says, if you watch, the receivers are going to run routes, but you've got 4 and no one's immediately crossing your face. You hope the safety says, wait a minute, there's a tight end backside, right? When you play safety, you read number 3 receivers. All right. Number 3s are tight ends and slots. So he should know I've got a tight end on one side and I've got a slot on the other side. But man, a good play design. When I watched the play live, it broke my heart because I saw it happening and Jaden clearly saw it happening. You could see Jaden's playing the 0. No, he's playing the 3. Jaden's playing. It looks like he's a 2-eye. Jaden's in a 2-eye, and he's the backside D tackle. I guess. Let me stop using jargon.
6.
Jay.
First down at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, he sees it about right there.
In the move, throws it back. Helms.
Go back to Kip. I want to watch Kip one more time.
Yep.
Just watch the quarterback. He's never a threat to run the ball.
Line.
And then that's when as soon as he throws, Kip then tries to flip the hips.
It's on my TV right now too. It's literally playing on my TV. The exact
down at the 1-yard line. Ewers in the move, throws it back.
Hey, man. Listen, can't win them all. These are the type of plays where you've got to have guys who have watched the film. These are the type of plays where you got to have guys who just see the play and make a play. Big play in the game. We've got the lead. This is how they obviously take the lead because of this play. The thing that really,
at the 1-yard line,
the thing that really jumped out to me.
Helms got it. And Gunnar Helm dives to the end zone.
The thing that really jumped out to me is you've got players who recognize this, and then you got a bunch of other players.
First down.
You've got a bunch of other players who are just running around with their heads cut off. And of course, I think you got time to queue up one more. This other play.
Yeah, we got a quick second. Let me get this guy pulled up here real quick. Right.
Yeah, I'm looking at the comments as you queue it up, guys. Listen, I firmly believe there's going to be some changes to the staff next year. I don't have any inside information, but I watched some of this stuff and
in a hurry, perfectly read, and good job of getting it out of his hands.
Weisner makes it.
And this was really the back-breaking play in the game.
Right away knows he's got to get the ball out in a hurry. Perfect.
We'll go back. This one's a little harder because they got the replay going at the same time, so we can take a look pre-snap a little bit.
So it's on the right hand side. It's on the right hand side.
Right hand side. Yeah.
Here's all we need to worry about. They're gonna run some type of zone concept. We've got a single high safety. All right. So listen, guys. Worst case scenario in football, teams draw up a good play. Your safety has to be able to stop it for a 7-yard gain. By the way, other team safeties are really good at doing that. When we finally queue up a good run, those safeties generally do their responsibilities correctly. And when they do their responsibilities correctly, we get 7 yards. All right. And I get pissed off because I feel like we should be the better athlete and make some safeties miss, but we don't. This particular play, guys, it's queued up on the right-hand side of the screen if you're looking at it. It looks to me like we're in a base front. Looks like we're in a 34. I think we got 3 down and we've got 4 backers. So in reality, there's 8 guys with their eyes up pre-snap. That means there's 8 guys that can absolutely see the ball. To me, it's mentally lazy for 8 guys. They're running to the field side of the field. Let it play.
A hurry, perfectly read, and good job of getting it out.
Oh, it's just fucking play side. That's unfreaking believable. This isn't even the one. Okay. Yeah. So go back. This is just play side. Like, how do we screw this up? We've got 2 guys.
The ball out in a hurry, perfectly.
So sad. Yeah. Well, I'm looking at Kip. Kip is taking on the block, and
he sees that threat right away. Knows he's got to get the ball out in a hurry.
Yeah.
Perfectly.
Here's the thing. The guys aren't terribly bad. It's my safety. Guys, I want you to watch the safety again. I hate that it seems like I'm always trying to. Hold on, you guys stop them. Stop them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's right there. Perfect. Okay. So guys, listen. Football's geometry. For real. Football's geometry. If I am an outside linebacker, a defensive end, or a cornerback, everybody who's ever done pursuit understands I pursue the ball outside end. My job is to push the ball into the middle backers, the defensive tackles, and the safeties. All right. If I am a backer, middle backer, or a safety, I am running inside out. My job is to stay inside of the ball and force the ball to spill, to stretch, right? To give everybody else better angles to chase the football. That's how football works. All right. If you guys go back and watch Tulane, I literally have a rant around the Barnes run where we set it up perfectly. Everyone's blocked perfectly, and it's Barnes and the safety. There's about this much room. You guys see the running back. He's about a yard past the 5-yard line, and then you guys see Billy. Billy's on the yellow line, right? You guys watch that play. Their safety stays about 1 yard inside of him the entire time, and then forces him to either have to spill, and then he has the angle to tackle him, or try to cross his face, and the safety has the angle. Right now, you guys can see that Billy is a yard outside the ball carrier. We've all seen the play a million times, but guys, he has no angle to try to make this tackle fair. Does that make sense to everybody? If Billy is simply 2 yards to his left and is telling the running back, you can't cross my face, your only option is to take an angle outside of me, and I have the angle to take that away from you guys, this is a 7-yard gain. And we line up and try again. But because Billy is a yard outside of him and there's no one, the reason a safety has to go inside out is because there's no one left. And the fastest way to 2 points is a straight line. If the safety misses, you just run straight. But Billy's a yard outside. Billy watched this on film. Coach Hall, Coach Hall was a GA for us, man. I know what Coach Hall is telling him, right? He's saying, Billy, why are you outside of him? Because on this play, and if you watch Billy's shoulders are pretty square right there, which is pretty good, but just let it run.
His hand.
Stop right there. I wish you could have stopped it. Billy's shoulders
Got
are
to get the ball out in a
they're
hurry.
turned diagonal. If you guys see him running,
read, and good job getting it out of his hand.
it's going to be hard to see. Right there, stop. Billy's shoulders are diagonal. He's already beat. If as a running back, when I see shoulders do this, I know I can stick my foot in the ground and go the other way. He can't turn fast enough to get to me. And of course, he doesn't. And it's out the game.
Eisner makes a cut.
Yeah.
I watched the play and go back pre-snap.
Yeah.
Go back pre-snap.
Okay,
I
got to bounce out of here. So.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I got an appointment to run. But I say this, guys, pre-snap, our backers don't do us a ton of help. One of them should have either wrong shouldered or spilled it so that everyone has an angle, but they block it up good. No lie. They block it up good.
100%.
Your safety, your all-American safety has to have better technique in that scenario and not let himself. He didn't get out leverage. He got his face crossed. At linebacker, you don't want to get your face crossed. At defensive tackle, you don't want to get your face crossed. At safety, you don't want to get your face crossed. Our safety gets his face crossed, and of course, their receiver out hustles our linebacker and gets the ball in the end zone.
Well, wonderful stuff, guys. We will be back with more as the week progresses. Just wanted to hit these two plays for you guys, give you guys the content that you all want. Thank you all for tuning into the channel. Make sure to go subscribe to our membership, $2.99 a month. Over there, you will be able to have access to this later on after the live show. And then go over to OUinsider.com. Grab yourself a membership. Brandon Parker and the gang do a phenomenal job covering OU football. As well as softball coming up, just the more coverage there. Basketball season's upon us. They're going to be covering that. Just fantastic stuff. We're over there on the board. But want to thank everybody for hopping on today. Hope you all enjoyed, and we will see you soon.